1987 was that year that divides Deadheads. They exploded. Touch of Grey video, In the Dark album, massive crowds at huge shows, including the tour with Bob Dylan. Today, August 7th, 35 years ago, in 1987, the Dead were featured on the Today Show and interviewed by Rona Elliot and talked about the culture, the music, the scene, and their success in the MTV era. Sort of the beginning of the end.
And we're also going to give a listen to the Grateful Dead. It's been 23 years since they began recording. They're out with only their first album in the last 7 years. They're on the road again now, and some are calling it a comeback tour. Ask any Deadhead, though, and they'll tell you the group never really left. Rona Elliot will be along to bring us up to date. Back inside Studio 3B on this Tuesday. Grateful Dead have just about broken all the rules of rock and roll. Without an album in years, the Dead have managed to keep a loyal following satisfied by their very existence. Today, music correspondent Rona Elliot says now those fans have something to cheer about. Good morning, Rona.
Good morning, Bryant. This week, the Grateful Dead released their first studio album in 7 years, In the Dark, over which their so-called Deadhead fans are delirious. They've also made their first music video for their first single, Touch of Grey, which comes out on Thursday. We talked with Garcia and Mickey Hart about finally catching up with the...
Yes, we made a video, right.
So shocking in a way.
Well, but the video now has gotten to be a regular accompaniment to, it's industry stuff. But we've been kind of, about 20 or 30 miles to the left of the industry for the last 7 or 8 or 20 years,
At the beginning of this new Grateful Dead tour, it will have been 20 years since the Monterey Pop Festival, which was considered a stellar event in pop music history.
We played badly there.
Tell me what you remember.
We played really badly there. Well, that was one of our classic bad scenes. We came on the stage just after The Who finished smashing their equipment for the first time in America, you know what I mean? This was, the audience was devastated, The Who were beautifully theatrical and stuff, and there's clouds of smoke and explosions, and they're clearing away the debris, So we come out and play our little set, ding, 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 and then Jimi Hendrix comes on after us and annihilates any remnant of any, if anybody noticed this, that was it, it was erased from existence. And I was like, come on, that was where we were on the show. It didn't pan out for us.
When you guys are out there on stage performing however many hundreds of nights a year you perform and you're playing, what keeps it fresh after 20 years? You're used to looking at each other in the eye, you know your cues, you know your signals.
Well, I don't think any one of us
wholesale short-term memory loss.
Yeah, I don't think any one of us are stable enough to...
None of us remember what we used to do.
We're not very stable, and so we don't relate the same way each night.
We don't observe show business formulas. And we play mostly, or an awful lot of what we do, possibly 80% of what we do is improvised. We make it up as we go along.
We take all of our Jerry's bluegrass and country and my space and jazz and percussion stuff and whatever we all have to offer, fill orchestrations, bring it to the Grateful Dead, make it fly.
Yeah, it works because of the difference in everybody's perspective of what the music is supposed to be like. Since we all see it differently, it's one of those things. But we all know it when it happens. Yeah. It's like a thing you recognize. That's what we've come to over the years.
It doesn't take direction from any one person. It directs itself when it works right. It's sort of one of those good kind of things that develops as you go along.
There really isn't a good demographic description of who the Deadhead is. They come in all shapes and sizes and ages and occupations and endeavors and backgrounds and everything. Deadhead is that person, wherever they turn up in society, that's looking for an adventure in America, something to do that's not like what everybody else does, and a chance to get out and scare themselves a little.
Do you sit around and scratch your head and go, oh my God, this thing is still happening and there's more fans than there were last year? And you played to, 800,000 people and it just becomes more and more
We were
amazing.
amazed the first time there was more of them than us. You know what I mean? They used to walk out in droves.
But after a while, you saw what the music did to the people, and then once you saw that, I knew at least that if we stayed around long enough, that a lot of people will listen to it because
Eventually
I knew it
we'd
was
get good at it.
Yeah, we would get good at it too.
Eventually, it only took 22 years.
Yeah, it's a long
Now we're
road.
starting to get a handle on it.
The Grateful Dead kicked off their summer concerts over the weekend with Bob Dylan, the first in a series. Next summer, the Dead will play at the Great Wall of China. You see, if you wait long enough, all things come to pass, Brian.
A lot of us old-timers sat around watching that and failed to come to grips with it. I mean, how do you explain this emotional attachment that they seem to have with how many people?
Over 500,000.
Really?
Deadheads, they love the Grateful Dead.
Why?
All heart.
Why?
They see him as all heart. They see Jerry Garcia as a guy who is good for his word.
Thank you for watching Cleveland Live Music. I can't play a lick. That's why I'm a taper. Thanks for watching the channel and making it grow. If you want to subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Patreon and GoFundMe would be appreciated. Maybe I could get guitar lessons.